Right.
Thank you for coming.
So, when should I start?
Go ahead.
Okay. Alright, this is called the Russian sleep experiment. Russian researchers in the late 1940s kept 5 people awake for 15 days using an experimental gas-based stimulant. They were kept in a sealed environment to carefully monitor their oxygen intake so that the gas didn't kill them. Since it was toxic in high concentrations, this was before closed-circuit cameras, so they had only microphones and a 5-inch thick glass porthole size windows into the chamber to monitor them. The chamber was stocked with books, cots to sleep on, but no bedding, running water, and a toilet, and even enough dried food to last all 5 for over a month. The test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II. Everything was fine for the first 5 days. The subjects hardly complained, having been promised falsely that they would be freed if they submitted to the test and did not sleep for 30 days. Their conversations and activities that were monitored, and it was noted that they continued to talk about increasingly traumatic incidents in their past. The general tone of the conversations took on a darker aspect after the day 4 mark. After 5 days, they started to complain about the circumstances and events that led them to where they were, and started to demonstrate severe paranoia. They stopped talking to each other and began alternately whispering into the microphones, and one-way mirrored portholes. Oddly, they all seemed to think they could win the trust of the experimenters by turning over their comrades and other subjects in captivity with them. At first, the researchers suspected this was an effect of the gas itself. After 9 days, the first of them started screaming. He ran the length of the chamber repeatedly, yelling at the top of his lungs for 3 hours straight. He continued attempting to scream, but was only able to produce occasional squeaks. The researchers postulated that he had physically torn his vocal cords. The most surprising thing about this behavior is how the other captives reacted to it, or rather didn't react to it. They continued whispering to the microphones until the second of the captives started to scream. The 2 non-screaming captives took the books apart, smeared page after page with their own feces, and pasted them calmly over the glass portholes. The screaming promptly stopped. So did the whispering into the microphones. After 3 more days passed, the researchers checked their microphones hourly to make sure they were still working. Since they thought it impossible that no sound could be coming with the 5 people inside, the oxygen consumption in the chamber indicated that all 5 people must be still alive. In fact, it was the amount of oxygen 5 people would consume at the very heavy level of strenuous exercise. At a very heavy level... oh, Jesus, read the same thing twice, my bad. On the morning of the 14th day, the researchers did something that they would not... They would not do to get a reaction from the captives. They used the intercom inside the chamber, hoping to provoke any response from the captives that they were afraid were either dead or vegetables. They announced, "We are opening the chamber to test the microphone. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor, or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you your immediate freedom." To their surprise, they heard a single phrase in the calm voice response with no
Get out.
emotional... Shit, what the fuck? Lost what I was reading. There it is. To their surprise, they heard a single phrase in a calm voice response. "We no longer want to be freed." Debate broke out among the researchers and the military forces funding the research. Unable to provoke any more response using the intercom, it was finally decided to open the chamber at midnight on the 15th day. The chamber was flushed of the stimulated gas and filled with fresh air, and immediately voices from the microphones began to object. 3 different voices began begging, as if pleading for the life of loved ones to turn the gas back on. The chamber was opened and the soldiers were sent in to retrieve the test subjects. They began to scream louder than ever, and so did the soldiers when they saw what was inside. 4 of the 5 subjects were still alive, although no one could rightly call the state that any of them in life. The food rations past day 5 had not been so much as touched. There were chunks of meat from the dead test subjects' thighs and chests stuffed into the drain in the center of the chamber, blocking the drain and allowing 4 inches of water to accumulate onto the floor. Precisely how much of the water on the floor was actually blood was never actually determined. All 4 surviving test subjects also had large portions of muscle and skin torn away from their bodies. The destruction of flesh and exposed bone on their fingertips indicated that the wounds were inflicted by hand, not with teeth or as the researchers initially thought. Closer examination of the position and angles of the wounds indicated that most, if not all of them, were self-inflicted. The abdominal organs below the rib cage of all 4 test subjects had been removed. While the heart, lungs, and diaphragm remained in place, the skin and most of the muscles attached to the ribs had been ripped off, exposing the lungs through the rib cage. All the blood vessels and organs remained intact. They had just been taken out and laid on the floor, fanning out around the eviscerated but still living bodies of the 4 test subjects. The digestive tract of all 4 could be seen to be working, digesting food. It quickly became apparent that what they were digesting was their own flesh, and that they had ripped off and eaten over the course of the days. Most of the soldiers were Russian special operatives at the facility, but still many refused to return to the chamber to remove the test subjects. They continued to scream to be left in the chamber, alternately begged and demanded that the gas be turned back on, lest they fall asleep. To everyone's surprise, the test subjects put up a fierce fight in the process of being removed from the chamber. One of the Russian soldiers died from having his throat ripped out. Another was gravely injured by having his testicles ripped off and an artery in his leg severed by one of the test subjects' teeth. Another 5 of the soldiers lost their lives if you count ones that committed suicide in the weeks following the incident.
I just want to state this out there before you go any further. I'm currently in a unicorn wonderland, and you're talking about people ripping shit apart.
Yeah. Alright. In the struggle... Yeah, right. In the struggle, one of the 4 living subjects had his spleen ruptured and he bled out almost immediately. The medical researchers attempted to sedate him, but this proved impossible. He was injected with more than 10 times the human dose of a morphine derivative, and still fought like a cornered animal, breaking the ribs and arm of one
no
doctor.
idea where I'm at.
When the heart was seen to beat for a full 2 minutes after he had bled out to the point there was no more air in his vascular system than blood. Even after it stopped, he continued to scream and flail for another 3 minutes, struggling to attack anyone in reach, and just repeated one word: more. over and over, weaker and weaker, until he finally fell silent. The surviving 3 test subjects were heavily restrained and moved to a medical facility. The 2 with intact vocal cords continuously begging for the gas, demanding to be kept awake. The most injured of the 3 was taken to the only surgical operating room that the facility had. In the process of preparing the subject to have his organs placed back within his body, it was found that he was effectively immune to the sedative they had given him to prepare him for his surgery. He fought furiously against his restraints when the anesthetic gas was brought out to put him under. He managed to tear off most of the way through a 4-inch wide leather strap on one wrist, even though the weight of a 200-pound soldier holding that wrist as well. It took only a little more anesthetic than normal to put him under, and the instant his eyelids fluttered and closed, his heart stopped. In the autopsy of the test subject that died on the operating table, it was found that his blood had tripled the amount of normal level of oxygen. His muscles that were still attached to his skeleton were badly torn, and he had broken 9 bones in his struggle not to be subdued. Most of them were from the force his own muscles had exerted on them. The second survivor had been the first of the group of 5 to start screaming. His vocal cords destroyed, he was unable to beg or object to surgery. He had only reacted by shaking his head violently in disapproval when the anesthetic gas was brought near him. He shook his head yes when someone suggested reluctantly they tried the surgery without anesthetic, and did not react for the entire 6-hour procedure of replacing his abdominal organs and attempting to cover them with what remained of his skin. The surgeon presiding stated repeatedly that it should be medically impossible for the patient to still be alive. One terrified nurse assisting the surgery stated that she had seen the patient's mouth curl into a smile several times whenever his eyes met hers. When the surgery ended, the subjects looked at the surgeon and began to wheeze loudly, attempting to talk while struggling. Assuming this must be something of drastic importance to the surgeon had a pen and pad fetched so the patient could write his message.
Okay.
It was simple. Keep cutting.
You can log out. I don't know how to get out of here, so.
The other two test subjects were given the same surgery, both without anesthetic and as well. Although they had been injected with a paralytic for the duration of the operation. The surgeon found it impossible to perform the operation while the patients laughed continuously. Once paralyzed, the subjects could only follow the attending researchers with their eyes. The paralytic cleared the system in the abnormally short period of time, and they were soon trying to escape their bonds. The moment they could speak, they were asking for the stimulant gas. The researchers tried asking why they had injured themselves, why they had ripped out their own guts, and why they wanted to be given the gas again. Only one response was given: I must remain awake. All three subjects' restraints were reinforced, and they were placed back into the chamber awaiting determination as to what should be done with them. The researchers, facing the wrath of the military benefactors for having failed the stated goals of their project, considered euthanizing the surviving subjects. The commanding officer, an ex-KGB, instead saw potential and wanted to see what would happen if they were put back on the gas. The researchers strongly objected, but were overruled. In preparation for being sealed in the chamber again, the subjects were connected to an EEG monitor and had their restraints padded for a long-term confinement. To everyone's surprise, all three stopped struggling the moment it was let slip that they were going back on the gas. It was obvious that at this point all three were putting up a great struggle to stay awake. One of the subjects that could speak was humming loudly and continuously. The mute subject was straining his legs against the leather bonds with all of his might. First left, then right, then left again for something to focus on. The remaining subject was holding his head off his pillow and blinking rapidly. Having been the first to be wired for the EEG, most of the researchers were monitoring his brainwaves in surprise. They were normal most of the time, but sometimes flatlined I can't. There's some big words I just can't pronounce in here. It looked as if he were repeatedly suffering brain death before returning to normal.
My bags are full.
As they focused on paper scrolling out on the brainwave monitor, only one nurse saw his eyes slip shut at the same moment his head hit the pillow. His brainwaves immediately changed to that of then flatlined for the last time as his heart simultaneously stopped. This only remaining subject that could speak started screaming to be sealed in now. His brainwaves showed the same flatlines as one who had just died from falling asleep. The commander gave the order to seal the chamber with both subjects inside, as well as three researchers. One of the named three immediately drew his gun and shot the commander point blank between the eyes. Then turned the gun on the mute subject and blew his brains out as well. He pointed his gun at the remaining subject. He still restrained to a bed as the remaining members of the medical and research team fled the room. "I won't be locked in here with these things, not with you," he screamed at the man strapped onto the table. "What are you?" he demanded. "I must know." The subject smiled. "Have you forgotten so easily?" The subject asked. "We were you. We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to the nocturnal haven where we cannot tread." The researcher paused, then aimed at the subject's heart and fired. The EEG flatlined as the subject weakly choked out, so nearly free. And that's it.
Very interesting.
Oh.
I think that last part, when the subject actually said something like a full paragraph explaining to what happened, I think my conclusion is, after like all the stuff I've done and all the research I've done on like brain stuff and all the other stuff, is basically there's two parts of the human brain. There's the pineal gland, which is basically it's called for most of the hallucinations that you come in contact with. Even activates when you're dreaming, but it allows you to see further than your regular eyes would carry you, and there's also called the reptilian brain, which is basically the survival-based part of your mind, which is completely based on the primal aggression of an animal, basically, to survive, to keep living, no matter what. And when someone's in a survival instinct, the front part of their brain, the pineal gland that's connected to the front part of the brain, I shouldn't say the pineal, like the pineal gland's like right in the middle of your head, but like it's connected to the rest of your mind. So whenever you think of a higher thought of love or happiness or something like that, something that's very conscious, it's in the front part of your brain. It's your conscious thought. But the reptilian brain is more of a, like I said, it's a more primal aggression. It's something that's not easily controlled. It's just something that's reactionary. So I'm guessing that's exactly what happened to these subjects in the determination that they were induced in this gas that kept them awake. And since they were kept awake so long, that primal instinct was to stay alive. But they were still clinging on to the conscious part of their mind. So basically they were trying to kill themselves at the same time it's trying to stay alive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So basically it was the gas itself just kind of induced this insanity, basically. A fight within the subject's minds. And it's really cool. As soon as I really thought about it, it's insane. It's crazy. Now, not gonna lie, the people that did this, I hate them. I do. I fucking hate them. Like the researchers and shit that thought this was a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah. That's some fucked up shit.
So to anybody currently watching, still here, get to this place by killing a rainbow treasure goblin.
Need more time.
You still there, Boston?
Yep.
Just be quiet.
Yep.
Oh, I got freezing.
I wish I could do that.
And this treasure goblin is only in adventure mode.
I can't carry anymore. I am returning to town.
If you go into the comments of this story, they're like, this guy's like, by the way, the KGB was formed in 1954, and I don't think he understands that, like, when it comes to those special groups of, like, operations, it's usually formed a good 10 to even 20 years beforehand before they actually give an official name to it.
Fuck, this place sucked. Jesus Christ, I fucked this up.
Did you?
Yeah, but,
How bad did you fuck it up?
I don't know. But, I don't know. A lot of people seem pretty kind of pissed off.
I mean, this is you. You can piss off a lot of people.
Yeah, oh well. Still got the point across and he'll finish the mission.
True.
But oh well.
I vaporize a teddy bear.
What? It's creepypasta. The story's supposed to be messed up. Listen to this guy. Freaking. It goes from having only 2 live survivors from the chamber to having 3. This is clearly fake and was good up until the story got messed up. Do more editing. I think the guy just read it wrong.
Probably.
Who knows? Maybe he's part of the sleep experiment. Oh my god. Fucking my bad. Stop it. Why?
How does that feel?
You know the cover over your bed, like the sheet that like covers the mattress, like the base one. Well, basically the elastic around mine keeps lifting up and like coming off, and like I wake up on the mattress almost every morning, and it's annoying as shit, and I have to fix it every time. I shouldn't
Still
say
waiting.
morning because I like wake up in the afternoon, so
Mine does that sometimes.
yeah.
Well,
It's just because I toss and turn so much.
good that you love to play, Dylan, but it ended in everybody else dying.
What?
Oh, there's a play that I had to perform, and after performing it, a lot of outraged people were like, "Death to Dopplers," and I fucking proceeded to cut most of them in half or their heads off.
Oh, I'm no longer in Whimsy Land.
Okay, I'll see you guys later.
You're lucky.
All right.
See ya. Good night.
Peace out, Lucky.
Because Brian has to save this.
Night, sister from another mister.
Kidding. Good night, my brother.
Brother!
Good night, sister.
Brother. Good night,
Brother.
brother. Brother.
No longer in Whimsy Land. Killing spiders.
I need
This can't
arcane
be opened
power.
yet.
So good, I astound myself. Need more arcane power. Just warming up.
Kill 100 enemies before the time expires. I killed 135. Queen's dead.
I'm so good, I astound myself.
So boss, and I was thinking that every so often I do stream to this, not just me going through here. Playing Diablo 3 Adventure mode.
I'm just warming up.
Party is now quiet. Cause I'm not in one. That's strange. Welcome, all the viewers that are currently watching.
I will enjoy this.
For some reason, my party chat went down.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
But anybody currently watching, feel free to talk in the chat. I really see it.
Need more time.
Welcome, viewer. That's strange. Party chat's down for Xbox users. Sucks at times, I guess. Max, is your party chat working? Welcome, new viewer.
Not ready yet. Attack me? How does that feel?
Seems like people like to join the stream and leave.
This is a curious.
We're cut off. They'll be upon us at any moment. Stand firm, brothers, and they will sing of our valor through the ages. The enemy is here for glory! You are the...
The dead can't let go of battles long past.
I do actually see my damage. That's cool.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
You think it's a game I should worth stream? What do you think of this game, Max? That was strange.
I'm so good, I astound myself.
Snake?
Alright, can you hear me?
Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah, like, shit cut out. Did yours cut out too, or?
I couldn't open a party or close a... I couldn't do anything for a party.
Yeah, me either. I restarted my Xbox to see if it would fix anything. Did you invite Boston back or no?
Is he back online?
He's in a party with someone, but it says anonymous, so I'm not sure.
But do you think this... is a game I should stream? I was thinking about doing this every so often, so I have something more to put up on my channel. Is do streams of this every so often.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try my best to get back into broadcasting because, yeah, like I told you, my motivation's been in the toilet lately just because I've been depressed. I've been really sad lately, and I just don't know why.
Well, this is sort of like...
It probably has to do with something with just like doing things differently.
For me,
so.
this is like one of those games I can just relax, play.
Yeah.
And I can watch the chat,
Yeah.
answer questions.
See, I have a good amount of games I could broadcast to right now. Like, I could broadcast Prototype 2 or Astroneer,
Ooh,
Banjo-Kazooie, even Fable 3, even though it's kind of shit sometimes. Titanfall 2, Watch Dogs even, Resident Evil Rogue even, probably. That'd be get plenty of views on YouTube probably. Because like most of my stuff, whenever I do it with Rogue on YouTube, for some reason just goes like I get a lot of views for it. Like my GTA one that I do with
Your
them.
comedic relief.
I need to go back.
Yeah, right. Siege has an update. Gotta update it. .8% used on my storage right now. I literally have 465 megabytes free. I could broadcast Terraria, but it'd be kind of boring, honestly, probably. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, it could be. I mean, it all depends on who you have watching it. But Terraria is one of those old games that's rarely played.
Yeah. I could do
Equinox.
Wildlands again, but I'm not sure.
Where have you been?
You dare attack me?
I mean, Ark said that, but he was like, "Oh, he'll be back in like a couple weeks." That was like almost a month ago. Where we need to be. No. I mean, I didn't get on. I was on Warframe earlier today.
Yeah, I don't like Warframe, so.
Playing some with Ark.
I'm so good, I astound myself.
I got Frostprime for free. I figure I stream on Twitch a lot. I'll end up using it. Even though I'm like a step under partner for Twitch.
Still waiting.
Which if Snake gets to 50 something followers, he can be an affiliate.
Yeah. I'm in.
See me now.
What am I at? 38 followers?
Well, to become a Twitch affiliate, you need to hit like 50 something followers and have over a certain amount of hours streamed in the past like 30 days. I'll hit it one day.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
I mean, I gained one tonight. One more follower tonight. So I'm at 57. And I was just off playing Minecraft. I think PC gets more than console.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is that mostly the people who get
It's better
tons
just
of
because
views
it's like
Need more time.
are the people who like rage a lot.
rage. Yeah, that makes
I mean,
no
like on
sense.
Twitch in general, it's either you're a female or
Not ready yet.
Yeah.
I never really think that's funny. I just think it's annoying as shit. Right. Like, why are you getting pissed off at this silly game? It's no big deal, man. Yeah. The only time I think the only game I've played recently that pissed me off tremendously has been Titanfall, so. 2.
Keep your distance. This burden is mine back. May death bring
Like how it gets unbolted and everybody's like, I want Rhino Prime. I want Rhino Prime.
Even in death, the armies of Conquerors will still obey their king.
And I'm over here like, I have Rhino Prime already. No, but Ark, like when he got unbolted, Ark's like, oh, Rhino Prime got unbolted. I was like, oh, okay, why does it matter to me? What do you mean? I was like, I already have it. I don't care if he's unbolted.
I need arcane power.
Two. Level 70 Wizard, Paragon level 144. One of it. I help a lot of people. No, I can literally, if you beat the game, you start a new character. I could bring you on tournament and have you max level in like 2 hours. I'll bring them how fast we're going through.
Help me!
I literally powered
Honestly,
leveled,
the
like 3
only reason why I
people
don't like
in one match.
Warframe though is how linear it is. Like just recently, I heard they were talking about adding a free, like an open world kind of, well, not open world, but like it's about like 3 kilometers, almost something like that you can explore.
A patrol, like Destiny.
But of course, it's nothing in comparison to like Wildlands, where you have like 30 kilometers to explore. So I'm just. Because the DLC for Wildlands is amazing. Loved it so much. Except for Narco Road. Narco Road sucked. Fallen Ghost is amazing. I'm thinking they're going to add 2 more for Wildlands. More DLCs probably. I just hope they're good. They're not fucking some rip-off like they've been doing in the past. Like, I don't know why they don't just include all the weapons and stuff like in the main campaign as well. Like the main story, they just like the DLC has like different weapons and stuff and crossbows even in the Fallen Ghosts, and like you go back to the main story and you have none of that stuff. I'm like, the fuck, you know, what is this? Right, they're awesome. They're freaking cool. There should be, you know, they shouldn't be just the DLC exclusive in-game thing. I guess they just didn't want to clutter the map with so many stuff. Yeah. Guess so.
Before I do the riff.
May the gods who abandon.
The realm of terror. Today I showed people, at least on this game, the Rainbow Land. Well, it's something like that. You get loot for days in it.
Was my I think that would have made Warframe even better is if they added more of a space travel like type of thing to it. Because you can like you're in your ship and stuff, but you can only like it fast travels to certain locations and that's it. Like here you go, there you are, you're here now. All right. Yeah, like that's cool and all, but like they just look silly as shit, you know? Like I'm not sure what they were thinking. I would have been happy if they just added a backpack,
Still
you know?
waiting.
Like a freaking jetpack or something like that. Been happier, but they have those arc wings that take god awful long to fucking make for some reason, for at least for me. That's why I freaking stopped playing it. Just grindy as all hell. Just like it's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Need more arcane power. I am returning to town. I need to go back.
Hello there. Do you come back? That's nice.
I can't afford that.
Prove yourself worthy of your birthright.
Okay, Auric. Hell, this game, they just recently added a new character and a new area. The Necromancer was finally added.
Yeah.
If only they could see
I mean,
now.
if you really think about it, you think a Necromancer would be the first one of the another like thing that should have been added in the beginning of the game, you know, when they first released it, but they didn't.
And you become the same thing as the Crusader.
Yeah, true.
But Diablo's gotta... Blizzard's gotta, make games and then have to be able to add new characters to it. Like Doomfist, that's supposed to come out for Overwatch. He's an offensive character. Strictly meant for combos. With his movement, with his abilities, they're supposed to be comboed together. He's got a... But he like, he can charge like Reinhardt. But instead of pinning you against the wall, if he hits you when he charges, and you hit a wall, it's extra damage. Yeah. Extra launch with you. I mean, it'll be a game changer. And it was said for him to be eventually be added to the game anyways.
Your defenses are nothing.
No, somebody else. I believe it's the same guy who does the witch doctor's voice. Everybody wanted Terry Crews to do it, but it's not him. Maybe Blizzard didn't like.
Yeah, who knows? Oh, I hate being nocturnal.
Of course, I've all been This is a good thing I had spare batteries. And of all things to happen, my controller dies.
I'm just warming up.
And it's also supposed to do a loot box change for Overwatch, or like they're fixing it so you get less duplicates. And if you do get duplicates, you get more coin out of it.
How does that feel? Your grave awaits.
The Destiny 2 beta comes out soon.
How does that feel?
I don't think it's gonna be on Destiny.
I looked at it, like I saw some like gameplay footage and stuff. It looks the exact same to me like Destiny, the first one. It just Doesn't look worth it. I remember getting the first one. I was just disappointed as all hell.
I mean, if anything, Snake, you can try the open beta.
They could see me now.
Well, the early access, people will get the beta early, and then the open beta is that weekend. Power weapons will be different. All the abilities are different. Defender's no longer a stationary super. The Titan.
Yeah, it's just seems like a retexture or something that's old.
Blade Dancer now has like a bow staff.
It's half the reason why I get upset whenever big game developers do that type of stuff is why not just stick with one game and improve on that one game itself?
Oh, what, be like COD?
I'm so good, I astound myself.
Yeah, I know. Bungie isn't the one I have a problem with. Bungie's awesome.
Blizzard actually stepped
But,
in
like,
on the
we can
PC
get-
part of it too.
Yeah, when it comes to them, it's all about product, getting more profit out of it. So they're like, oh, we're gonna exclude these things on purpose, even though we could add them, but we're gonna exclude it because we can get more money from it in the next game. And that's just bullshit. And that's complete bullshit.
Your grave awaits.
I think Crucible would take time for me to go back to, especially in Destiny 3, and being in 4 main teams. I liked having the big teams. Oh yeah, Equinox, while you were gone, I got Warmth in Dark Souls 3. All I did was sit in the DLC areas and just sit there and let the people do their stuff. Like, well, if you die, I get the points. I'm not gonna get down there and fuck you over.
I must heal! I wish I could do that.
The Rift Guardian has found you.
Another regarding assaulting cool.
I am returning to town.
I have 2 videos to upload tomorrow.
A fine
18. I'm actually looking up right now.
I can't get past 8, so. Like, I could probably spend another good, I don't know, 3-4 months uploading videos constantly, still not gain one more subscriber.
Yeah, I have 18
They get tons of views.
subscribers.
Tons of views, no likes, no dislikes, no comments. That's usually how it goes. It's fucking stupid. Not necessarily, because even if you get the views, people will look, like click on your shit and then like look at it for like 2 minutes. Well, not even 2 minutes, more like 30 seconds, and then get off of it. They're like, "Oh no, this is stupid." I'm like, really?
Mostly minor, just Reach or random Friday the 13th videos or Minecraft.
I have a whole bunch of shit on there. I mean, if you have friends, it is fun, but if you don't have anybody to play with, then
They're working. The game still crashes at times, which they're working on.
it really does feel unfinished. Like doesn't feel right. Yeah.
But for a game company that did this game off a Kickstarter, I think they're doing a really good job. But no, just give them time. That's all I gotta say. When they released the NES Jason, which is actually kind of fun to run away from because the music's different. But it's a good game when you get a good lobby. Where you can stay connected to a lobby.
Need more time.
God damn, Treasure Goblin, take all my hits.
Not ready yet.
Treasure Goblin can't be stopped.
Still waiting.
This game? No.
Oh, I died.
But you can get a mimic chest as a pet. Real timing mimic chest that runs around with you. actually have it. But right now I'm running around with the unicorn. You can actually add snake. I have tons of pets.
Oh yeah.
You just get him from doing adventure mode.
What the fuck?
Ark actually bought this game. Well, his friend bought it for him. Diablo 3. It was on sale. And Ark has a job now. For all the pregnancy scares.
I kind of expected him to break up with her.
She actually broke up with him. Apparently,
Well,
he was
you know,
weighing too heavily
specifics.
on his mind,
Oh.
on her mind.
That's a typical excuse. Yeah, fucking. How old is he again? He's my age, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's dating a girl that's younger than him. I also have dated a girl that's younger than me. It doesn't work, alright? It just doesn't. As much as you want it to, it just doesn't work.
Well, you know that same mod they keep giving you Rhino. That's his passive ability. Yeah. We're giving you heavy impact. I don't need heavy impact. But like, also what happened? She like
Just warming up.
messaged him like 73 times.
I can't open this.
Can I use that number?
Lucky bastard. The girl I'm talking to right now doesn't want to fucking talk to me whatsoever.
From what I can
Fucking,
tell,
I'm like,
she complained about everything.
yeah, I doubt it. Yeah, but
He won't buy Friday.
two
the
rights
13th
don't. Yeah.
because it's too scary for him. In like horror games like that. Yeah. Like too many jump scares. It's like, what jump scares? You hear Jason coming. Yeah, music plays. But Leaky plays it.
To a point.
Should have heard what she wanted to eat today. She's like, can I have your baked potato? I finished mine. And Kobe's like, no. She's like, well then, can you bring me the graham crackers and the marshmallows? And do we have any potato chips? Seriously, Key. No, I eat a lot, but damn.
Not ready yet.
Welcome, third viewer.
I just murdered myself with 9 grenades. That was amazing.
In what?
Titanfall. I'm playing the campaign.
I'm so good, I astound myself. I should have known.
That was an act 2. Get it in my stream. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 44 minutes. Three currently? It keeps changing constantly.
I'm unstoppable.
I just wanted something I could play.
Yeah, but it's not about always playing what's popular. It's about playing what you like, you know?
I'm just warming up.
And I mean, I get a lot of views when I play Reach. That's Halo.
I'm so good, I astound myself. I wish I could do that. Still waiting.
Earlier in this stream, we had story time with Snake.
Yeah, dude. I read some creepy pastas. I read off the Russian sleep experiment, and yeah, it's awesome. And yeah, some good shit. Mm-hmm. Fucking, what was the other one? I can't remember, but this kid was like, I don't know, like getting chased by his own dreams, basically. It wasn't the one I read off earlier. It was something different. I can't remember. Like, it was based off like a a doll or something like that, and it killed him. Like later on in the story, and like it was a. Yes, yeah, right, yeah, it was something like that, and fucking, it was like out in a graveyard or something like that. Fucking, he came back or some shit. It was fucking some creepy stuff. Yeah. Right. Like, because whenever they talk, it's just so fucking sinister. It's fucking insane.
That was new to me.
Yeah, like the first thing they say, like after being induced, like once they start going crazy, they say, "We no longer want to be freed." Like, that's some freaky shit. Yeah. Put us back on, right. What's the other one? I love when they talk. It's fucking creepy as shit. Yeah, yeah, here's another. Struggling to attack anyone in reach and just repeating the one word, more and more, over and over again. Weaker and weaker until he finally fell silent. That's just... Ah! Yeah. Yeah, like this little paragraph was like, when the surgery ended, the subject looked at the surgeon and began to wheeze loudly, attempting to talk while struggling. Assuming that this must be something of drastic importance, the surgeon had a pen and pad fetched so that the patient could write his message. It was simple: keep cutting.
Dare attack me?
Fucking, it is just the creepiest shit ever. Only one response was given: I must remain awake. What was the, It's, yeah, like, if you listen to what if you would go back and, like, listen to the broadcast, like, I explained to, like, my theory of what happened to the mind as soon as that gas was introduced. It's basically a fight between the conscious mind and the conscious mind, who knows that they're going slowly insane and they want it to end, but at the same time, the survival part of the mind is still wanting to live. So, basically, it's a conflict with itself. And so basically your conscious part's like trying to kill you're trying to kill yourself so you can end it. But your survival mind's like, no, sorry, you're staying alive. Right. Cuz this is when it's like the subject smiled and he said this. Have you forgotten so easily? The subject asked. We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to the nocturnal haven where we cannot lead. Or we cannot tread, sorry. And that's just... yeah.
I can't afford that.
I'm just like... Yeah, and then after that, he said the researcher paused, then aimed at the subject's heart and fired. The EEG flatlined as the subject weakly choked out. So nearly free. That's the last thing he said. Oh yeah! He like they put him in a dark room. Yeah. I think that's what, yeah, it's, experiment, what was it? 84B. I think that's what it was. Yeah, there's a video on it, I think. I remember watching it. It's creepy as shit. Yeah.
Well, everyone, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please follow. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe.